Hi friends, host Eric here, host talking with Biz People. I'm in raw room 2, that is to say appear.in/TWFP2. We're looking at an FI document called TWFP Primary Introverted Feeling, and I want to let you know that it is available for download at twfpcollectibles.com in the PDF section. It will be free for a couple of days, and then I'm going to put the price to $2. So if you want to get it now. If not, you can see the whole thing right now as we go through Introverted Feeling. Can we scroll down, please? All right. So first, it goes over the conscious FI users and the unconscious FI users. Those are terms that MBTI uses, conscious and unconscious. But what it really means, instead of conscious and unconscious, is functions that you're in the habit of utilizing and functions that you're in the habit of ignoring or not using very often or countervalue. So for the first slot, that is the dominant function, your FI DOMs are ISFP, like Katie here. We can't see her, so there she is, Katie. And INFPs. And for the second slot, creative function users of FI, you have ESFPs, ENFPs. Third slot, ISTJs, INTJs. Fourth slot, ESTJs and ENTJs. And those are all the conscious so-called users of FI. Everybody else who has on the back end, that's the FE users. If they have FI ignoring, there's an ESFJ or an ENFJ. FI countervalued, ISFJ or INFJ. FI polar, ESTP, or like me, an ENTP. FI loose cannon, as I call it, its slot is ISTP and INTP. All right, so that's just a quick overview of who's got what where, but if you can scroll down a bit now, let's look at how we can identify or what behaviors are displayed by FI people in general. They care about authenticity. They think that it's more important to be real than anything else, and that other alternatives to realness are shallow. So that's one attribute of the FI user. Another, they love you. I love you is FI. You love me is FE. When I saw it was you, I felt happy. That's a sentence that an FI user might use in regards to showing how they feel about another person and value another person. It's pretty simple, right? There's not a lot of complication to it because FI is beyond words. It doesn't sustain well to symbolic representation. Next, we've got understands perspective as personal. In other words, because of that, because it doesn't do well with representation and can't be evaluated objectively, they understand individual perspectives, or FI does, as fundamentally personal and therefore subjective. If you have FI and TI in the polar slot, you may be able to not even distinguish between objective and subjective metrics. Okay, senses dishonesty. No, that's not what that's supposed to say. It's supposed to say avoids dishonesty. Senses dishonesty was for FE. Avoids dishonesty. FI doesn't like dishonesty because it constrains it. As long as they're being honest, they're being authentic, then they have that fundamental claim to make of authenticity, and the legitimacy of that is 100% within FI. It doesn't need any other justification or rationalization. Judges others by how they make you feel. So if I consistently make you feel bad, even if it's only by pointing out your own awful behavior, then you don't like me and I'm not a good person. That's FI. It doesn't care whether I'm right or you're right or who's right or wrong or anything. It just cares about how you make the other person feel. Okay, now let's go down. It says, wants to be seen as real. To the extent that it cares about perceptions, it cares about being perceived as being honest, that is to say, real to their own feelings. Knows what I want and like. If you're you're an FI user, you know what you want, you know what you like, especially if it's high in the stack. Is everything okay? You seem quiet tonight is not an FI statement, that's an FE statement. In fact, the opposite is true. They're likely to not notice or to simply conflate your bad mood or feelings with making them feel bad and therefore sort of blame you for your own state of suffering. Doesn't care about social hierarchy. And okayness is determined by having what one wants, not by the agreement and consensus of others. And FI understands the self is not subject to scrutiny. That it's fundamentally legitimate in and of itself. Ontology in and of itself, therefore, can't be scrutinized. And to the extent that FI users pay attention to other people, like try to hook them up or be nice or whatever, or display loving behaviors, that kind of stuff, they do so by attending to others in specific concrete events. And it's not an ongoing process of attending to others, rather it's an occasion. It's an occasion because they've noted the need to attend to you because they like you a lot, they're willing to do so, but it's not something that they expect to have to carry on regularly. And lastly, the FI user views the FE user as inauthentic or shallow, whereas the FE user views the FI user as selfish. Okay, so there's some, does it suck? The audio sucks? Who said that?
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. There's a big ass loop, and it's unbearable. Like when you're even making the videos right now, it's worthless.
Okay, Saren, have you watched the footage on the channel, or are you just telling me what you're experiencing right now?
Yeah, no, I usually watch it on the YouTube channel, then when it's being streamed, and then I come on here afterwards. But it had like a big ass echo. I don't know if
I can't fix that right now.
All right, I'll start this
after.
video over. Thank you, Saren.
I'm just